there. Well, he's gonna find it. Well, there's treasure waiting. It's just been hiding. Yeah, you know he'll comb the beach and he'll unearth metal. Calabash digger will find something special. He'll dig, he'll dive to find that treasure. Welcome to Calabash Digger Adventures.
All right, guys, there's a quarter, there is a USA nickel, and there's that tiny, tiny piece of gold. Yeah, check that out. Tiny, tiny gold nugget right there. That's what we're going to be testing today, so stay tuned. All right, guys, check out the nugget right there. Yeah, it's tiny, and, you know, that's a tough target for a machine to hit, so we're going to get the Manticore out first, and I'm going to show you this tiny nugget. And there's one important key feature when you're looking at the Deus 2 and the HF2 coil and the Manticore when running Goldfield and the land programs, as far as I can tell, with Threshold. And I'm going to demo that part too, but we're just going to start out with Goldfield. Basically stock settings in Goldfield. Now the Deus 2, I will have to introduce some Threshold because it's defaulted off. And the audio is a little bit soft on the Deus 2 in Goldfield, so I'm going to boost a response from a 3 to a 5. But the Manticore, check this out, guys. We want these machines set up apples to apples. These are the two leading companies in the world at this time as far as metal detecting technology goes, and we want to treat both machines with complete respect and complete fairness. So let me get in here and cut the screen down. I'll be right back with you guys. Stay tuned. We're going into Goldfield. Now I'm going to show you guys something about Goldfield. We got a recovery of 5. Deus 2 has a recovery of 2, and that's kind of apples to apples, I do believe. Let's look at the threshold level. It's 20. We'll just cut that down a little bit right now. We're going to get this machine mic'd up, and I'm going to show you the M8. Then I'll show you, well, let me just show you that there's nothing under the target so that it's complete silent with both machines. Good gosh. See this, guys? Nothing. Now, the Manticore is raising a little bit of sand right now. There must be an air conditioner or something kicked on. We'll long press it and see if we can get it quieted down just a little bit. Okay. Look at that coil height. About right in there. Now you hear that right there, edge of signal? This is very important. I need to show you guys this. Look at the threshold limit. Notice how the Manticore threshold didn't drain out or drowned out the signal from the gold nugget right there. So that is something to keep in mind as I show you the Deus 2 on that gold nugget. But you guys see the coil height on that? You want to see it one more time? Let me cut the volume back up. Right there. We'll call that maxed out. Let's get the Deus 2 out. Sorry about all the racket. that Goldfield is lively, boys. That Goldfield is lively. Let's get the Deus 2 out here. Make sure our mics are running. So we're going to go speaker on. We're going to go over to Goldfield. Going to go into Goldfield. Sensitivity is 95. Look how quiet the coil is. Pretty nice. 89. Iron volume 7. Reactivity 2. And we're going to bump this audio response up just a little bit. And we'll look at this threshold too in just a minute. Let's see what's going on here. See the coil height? Now here comes that key difference. Let's look at max coil height. Right there. That's with an 80, 89 band. Now I'm going to let you guys judge from out there looking at those coils which one is higher, the M8 or the Deus 2. But I do want to show you a key difference here. When you get up, hear that? You see that? Now watch when I bring it back down. Let's lower it down a little bit right here. See that? It kind of drowns it. It'll drown it out. Let me lower it back down. You see that, guys? So that is a key difference. If you're gold prospecting with the Manticore or the Deus 2, just remember that that threshold on the Deus 2 is operating differently than the threshold on the Manticore. Now, you guys, that's an air test. It's a small gold nugget, but it is just a piece of data. I know that it's not in the ground, and this is going to be used in highly mineralized ground, and there's going to be differences. This is also a beta version for the Deus 2 HF2 coil. So there's some things that are changing in this coil as we speak. Number one is coin IDs. I can show you some depth testing stuff in another video. We're going to keep it short and sweet. That's a small gold nugget test. And I know that mileage will vary as mineralized soil come in, and I'll leave that to the gold hunting experts, but I was just going to show that. We could, you know, while we're looking at this, we can look at, let me cut this back on. So while we're looking at this, let me go over to Deus Mono and come out of Goldfield, and let's look at the land programs. I'm sorry, guys. Everybody's going to want to know what. Let's look at Deus Mono. A 6.1 to scrim, silencer sensitivity, we'll run it up a little bit, 93, 94. We're going to bump that frequency way up into 111 range. Iron volume reactivity 2.5, we'll bring it down to 2 like Goldfield. We'll bump that audio response to 5. Let's look at Deus Mono. Let me cut this back on. That's 111 kilohertz. Now, I could shift it to 120, but no need. No need. You guys see it. Let's go over into the Manticore, go to alt. Well, let me show you guys. That's Deus Mono. Well, I've got it here. Let me just carry it into my program, which is fast. And I'm going to just make a couple of changes. Silencer 2, sensitivity, we'll bump that up to about 93, 94. Max frequency 89. Iron volume, we're going to lower the reactivity down to 2. Audio response is 5. Now, this is pitch tones. So let's look at it. And then it kind of falls off right there. But be careful, even in this land program, if you're running threshold, it will drown the signal out. But let me shut up for a minute. Let's check the Manticore and low conductors and single frequency too. So let me cut this off. Let me get the Manticore mic'd up. Give me just a second. Yeah, I was having all kinds of difficulties with this thing, so that little GoPro stand there, but let's check this out. We'll go up to 24 if we can get away with it. Let's see. We're going to go to low conductors. We'll just run through this. Hey, this nugget's actually a real good test for like dental gold. And I know that, like I said, it's all gonna change with minerals in the ground, recovery speed, presets, you see, and the depth audio theme. Let's cut it down just a little bit. Let's hit the noise cancel. I will say this, it looks like that Deus 2 coil is handling EMI. Yeah, looks like they caught up on that, right? So, here we go. I'm going to let you guys be the judge of that. It's close, right? It's real close. But let's go in here and look at multi-IQ. Let's just try something. Let's try 40 kilohertz, single frequency, verse 111. That's about it right there. All right, you guys be the judge on that. But while I got it here, let's go back to multi-IQ. Let's go back to beach program, and let's try like a beach low conductor. And let's see what we got set on here. Cover speed 4. There we go. Depth theme. Yep, there we go. Let's try it. And it's getting a little bit of interference, but we'll see how the Deus 2 runs with that. So give me just a minute. Okay, so you guys see that. And this, we'll get some change, and we're going to go to the beach and do a full review video on that. But let's go into beach sensitive and see what it does on that small gold versus the Manticore. Beat sensitive. The scrim, silencer 2, sensitivity 95. Salt sensitivity, we're going to run it up to 9. 88 kilohertz. Let's see what we can get. And we're going to run 1.5, as that's where I have to run here. And I don't know about this coil, so that could change. And it, like I said, this is a beta version. So we're going to run back down here. We're going to cut up the We're going to go back in here and cut up the pitch just a little bit, about where I like it, about 500. All right. Let's check it out. Beat sensitive. This coil's solid, ain't it? You hear that? Let's make sure. Let me make sure I got it. Get the mic on it. You guys see that? This coil is quiet. You guys be the judge. Somewhere right in there. I did it at a 43. That is interesting. Let's look at that again. Sensitivity 95. Interesting. All right, guys. Stay tuned for the beach. That should be in the next day or two. I'll do some more tests, unmasking, depth tests, etc., etc. So thank you guys for watching. And that's just the beginning of it. We're going to comb through this coil really, really good. Stay tuned.